Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? I woke up wildly and blindly optimistic. So let's get to the super sciencing, shall we? The last few days I've been warning you about the possibility of West Coast earthquakes due to the fact that we had a large coronal hole pass us. We got hit by a geomagnetic storm last night. And then we have these major low system passing over the coast. And today, about an hour ago, a 6.6 magnitude earthquake hit southern Mexico on that exact coast I was warning you about, swaying buildings in the capital. Let's pray that everyone is okay. That warning lasts until the storm passes. And the latest models have the storm finishing out all of its rain on Wednesday. So that is now Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That is 6 days of rain for California and possibly the West Coast. So I hope everybody is ready for this monster. And we'd already taken the weird weather watch up a notch. But a standard rule at Thor News is when you get a bunch of weird anomalies and glitches in the satellites, you can go ahead and take that weird weather watch up another notch. So be sure and put it in your bedpost or wherever you put your notches, baby. All right, so we are looking at this giant major megastorm that is rolling into California. We'll get the brunt of it, Oregon, Washington, and the British Columbian parts of Canada. And I'm sure other areas, I just don't know them. I'm bad at geography. We all have weaknesses, man. I don't know if you know this. You probably even have a weakness. Okay, so here we're looking at our storm as it rolls in, and if you notice, it's going to put enough precipitation into the lower contiguous 48 states to cover about 30 or 40% of it by the time we get to 48 hours from now. So everybody from like Idaho, North, South Dakota, Colorado, Nevada, New Mexico, you're all going to be getting something, baby. Mother Nature is good about treating us all equally. Asterisk. Okay, so here we're looking at the storm, and as you can see, she's nasty, and she's got a lot of rain. And one of the big problems will be that this storm, the way it is built, use whatever word you want to. Words are so difficult these days. Any word you use is going to upset somebody. The storm is moving east, and the rain band is kind of vertical. So it's going to have the ability, when these yellow and reds pop up, to drop a whole lot of rain in a very short amount of time. So burn scar areas need to watch out. All the areas that have already been undergoing structural problems with the roads, with falling rocks along the one, are going to have more problems. But if you look at this, there's more rain here. The size of it is bigger than California combined. So we got some issues to deal with. But that is why you are here, because you like to stay on top of things, you like to be prepared, and you like to know the information that is good. And I like to bring it to you. Okay, this is about right now, at 4 o'clock anyways. And then by 10 p.m., 8 p.m., the rain will have started to really move in. And I want you to watch this low here, which is at about a Category 1 hurricane millibars. And so we're going to see wind gusts anywhere from 50 to 85 miles per hour, I've seen on different charts. But notice how this sits and spins for a while and pushes all the rain into California. I mean, you are getting wet from the rooter to the tutor. If that gets you excited, then by all means be excited. And so each one of these increments is 6 hours. So let's say that there's 6 hours there, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. I lost count. See how it's keeping count for me, don't worry. And then another little sub-low comes after and then punches you guys in the nuts. Why is everybody always nut punching? So yeah, we're talking like if you look over here, we're at 114 hours before the rain clears through on Wednesday. So they've added a day to the storm's potential. So yeah, it's gonna do some damage, man. And then the burn scar areas, although California's been much better about responding than they were last year when they lost 30 to 60 people in mudslides. Mistakes sometimes are the greatest teachers. And so, I mean, this thing is nasty. Just look how it blows it out almost like a shotgun. It's like, boom. See that? That is crazy, man. So that's why I want you guys to be very careful and take this thing very seriously. Now we're going to look at the FB3 GFS. And yeah, it just pile drives right into San Francisco at some point. And then you have your secondary low come down. And then you better pray that moisture spot at the bottom does not move north. And then about a week from now, we're going to get snow, sleet potential in Texas. I'll cover that later. I've seen some models drag it all the way down into Houston. So yes, there's a chance we could get a snow day. I'll remind you, the sun is flipping out, dude. Like, look at that. That is a sunspot. So it is no longer, the sun is no longer sunspotless in this grand solar minimum asterisk. You got a giant filament that is popped off and torn off. It looks too low to be headed towards Earth. Hey, it's headed straight up. Maybe, who knows? I'll have to check in with all the peeps in the solar weather community. Tamitha Scove, the weather woman. Wait, the solar weather woman? I forget her nickname. Dang it. So yeah, I mean, you just got a lot of shit happening, man. All over the place. And this Earth weather changes. And my theory, which is as good as anyone's out there, I've looked it up and I've done a lot of the cross-referencing, done my due diligence, and I found that the biggest earthquakes and volcano eruptions come when all the gas giants are on the same side of the sun. And the people who are like, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, they can usually only tell you about carbon. They can just say, we need to reduce carbon. They can't call an earthquake to save their lives. They can't call a storm to save their lives. They can't call a hurricane to save their lives. They can just say carbon. And then you're like, hey, well, how do you plan on dealing with the oil companies? And they're like, that's not our job. And I'm like, well, as someone who talked to a lot of guys in the oil field, anywhere from the field workers all the way up to the top CEOs, I'm telling you, working with oil companies ain't easy, man. You know? All right. So, and one of the things we're dealing with here, look at this line right here. Like, that is Eris, Uranus, Mars, and then Earth. We're out on the corner. So that is a problem. Well, that is just going to make for challenging times with earthquakes and volcanoes. And so this is going to last, this period's going to last another 6 years, man. That is why we need to get our shit together and stop falling for the he said, she said bullshit, divide and conquer. Because, and remind you, California's on the ring of fire, man. Ooh, we've had a lot of earthquake activity within the United States. And so that whole thing is a ring of fire. And for some reason, Cali has been quiet since, what was it, the 1990 earthquake? So yeah, Cali, Oregon, South Oregon, you guys got a lot of rain coming in, and things are wild, weird, and wacky all over. There's so much going on, but look at that. That is a large amount of moisture Mother Nature's playing with, and whatever this thing is, it's just kind of spinning out in the Atlantic. I don't know, but I keep watching it. And so, yeah, I stay on top of things for you because I'm a real-life superhero. And I remind you guys, it is the 1st of February. Happy February, everybody. And how I run my thing is I live and survive off contributions and donations every single month to pay my bills and to keep this badass channel up and running. And so since there are very few of us who cover this beat and cover it as well as we do, I would appreciate it if you do what you can to contribute. Whereas it seems like all the media copies and pastes from one side of a coin, I do what I can to bring you the truth, and it brings me a lot of trouble. But it's worth it, because didn't I say I was blindly optimistic this month? That is damn true. Why? I don't even know. I just lost my car. That's the first time I've been without a car since I was 15. So who knows? So if you can, reach out. I'll leave my PayPal link in the information box. And I will be staying on top of the storm all day until it passes, which is a couple days from now. So everybody stay cool, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace out. God bless everyone.